Alright, projects everywhere. Let's see what we got here. Projects everywhere is part of my tune-up and to try and correct the problems that I'm having with starting and all that, which could be related to oil pressure. But, as you may have seen in the other video, I've done spark plugs. All the coils are firing. Right now what I'm going to do is cam and crank sensors. And that's what I have here. The cam and crank sensors, there's a whole bunch of different part numbers on them. These are the part numbers that I'm using here. I'll tell you this right now, these are both interchangeable, and so are a lot of the other ones out there. The cam and the crank sensors on this 2006 and probably 04, 05 and 06, they're all the same. They're both the same sensor. So what we're going to do is change the cam sensor first, and I'll try and get the crank sensor. It's actually really easy. You just go ahead and disconnect it. That's a 10mm bolt on there. I'm not getting the tripod out for this one. We'll see how the stabilization goes, and that should just come loose. It's not rocket science. These sensors still, they are functioning, but I'm going to go ahead and replace them. Okay, because I have gas mileage issues and there really isn't anything else that I can change. But anyway, as for this sensor, what I usually do is I take a little bit of motor oil from right here, which should be clean considering I just changed it. You put a little bit on that O-ring, it makes installation a lot easier. And as far as installing it, just get it started in there and go. You hear it click. And you just firmly seat that. Go ahead and thread this bolt in. You do not need to crank this down at all. Should use a 1/4 inch ratchet on it. And that's just snugged. Worst case scenario is it leaks a little bit. Okay, that's camshaft sensor. The crank sensor, I'll set the tripod up so you can see me struggle, is back in here. I really can't get a camera in there, but just trust me, it's, if you follow my finger, it's directly on the back of the block down there, down towards the bottom. Cam and crank sensors changed. Cam sensor did alright, crank sensor is a goner. This is in the engine block this way facing up, and there's part of the block right up against this. The starter's up here. Pretty much when you change these, it's recommended that you remove the starter, because it can be quite difficult. This O-ring is a very tight fit, not to mention if you look real close at that sensor, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, it's a little bowed out right here. You can even feel it. It is a little bowed out on there, so that makes removal difficult with these, and not just this car. A little bit of hesitation wasn't exactly encouraging, but it could be from the engine being warm, because I do have that faulty fuel pump. Yeah, she's running. Let's see if See how it does on restart. I guess we're good to go. No check engine lights.